Number one thing, you have to stay hydrated. See me here drinking water, choking on it? You have to stay hydrated. And why must you stay hydrated? Simple. If you are dehydrated, it causes your blood to clump up. Excuse me. It causes your blood to clump up. Staying hydrated allows the blood to flow naturally, the way it's supposed to. Okay? So stay hydrated. Number one thing you have to do. Do not get dehydrated when you deal with sickle cell anemia and sickle cell disease. Do not allow yourself to get dehydrated. It will cause you more complications. We already know as people, you got to stay hydrated. What happens to a person who gets dehydrated? Number one, you get tired really fast. Number two, your skin ages very fast. Number three, your immune system goes down. Number four, you start to develop more blood clots. Number five, you don't lose weight properly. Number six, you get depressed more easily. You cannot deal with stress as effectively. Number seven. All this is coming from not being hydrated. Number eight, you won't think as clearly because your brain is not getting enough fluid. All this from not drinking enough water. So you can imagine if you have a sickled cell. You already got to keep your stress level down because cortisol affects the increases the complications of your disease. You already have to worry about blood clotting. You already have to worry about inflammation and pain. So staying hydrated will help with that. Number two, there's things that you can do. Consume mushrooms. Consume mushrooms. Mushrooms are rich in micronutrients. Mushrooms take stress off the spleen. Mushrooms keep the immunity strong. Okay? Mushrooms are rich in micronutrients. Mushrooms keep stress off the spleen. And mushrooms keep the immunity strong. So you want to start consuming a lot more mushrooms in your diet. You could do any type. You could do medicinal mushrooms like reishi, shiitake. You could do lion's mane mushroom. You can eat white button mushrooms. You could do portobello mushrooms. You could do the chicken of the wood mushroom. I forgot the real name, but they call it chicken of the wood. You can eat all those mushrooms. Consume mushrooms. Increase your consumption of squash and squash family, like pumpkin and zucchini and all those things like that, and sweet potato squash and butternut squash. These plants feed the spleen. You want to keep the spleen healthy. The bone marrow in the spleen helps your body produce more red blood cells. So you want to make sure the spleen is nourished. So you want to consume the squash family. They nourish the spleen. Third, you want to consume more green leafy vegetables. They are antioxidant rich. They are rich in magnesium and chlorophyll. They help rebuild red blood cells. Remember, chlorophyll is similar to hemoglobin. Chlorophyll is similar to hemoglobin. Remember we talked about this? The difference between chlorophyll and the difference between hemoglobin. Chlorophyll has the same structure as heme. The same structure as heme. The difference is inside the actual heme, the protein binds to iron. The structure is the same. Inside of chlorophyll, the protein binds to magnesium. We're going to say that again. The structure is so similar. They do the same processes in the plant. That's why they call chlorophyll the blood of the plant. It has the same effect as red blood cells or hemoglobin in your body. One binds to magnesium, one binds to iron. One binds to magnesium, making it green. One binds to iron, making it red. There's other things that make it green too, but that's chlorophyll. And that's hemoglobin. So consuming green leafy vegetables will help you build red blood cells. It is antioxidant rich because we need to keep our oxidative stress down. And it also nourishes the spleen. They found that people who are dealing with sickle cell disease or sickle cell anemia need more protein. If you need 0.8 grams per kilogram of protein for your body, a person who deals with sickle cell anemia needs about 1 gram per kilogram of protein for their body. They need a little more than us. So you can get that protein from clean grass-fed beef or lamb, chicken if you want, organic. I prefer you to have organic farm-raised chickens and stuff like that, and same as turkey if you want to do that. You know, if I talk about meat, I always talk about the best form. I tell you not to go down to the 99-cent form and get snap it to a Slim Jim. I don't want you eating it like that. If you're going to do it, you're going to do the best forms. You can get your animal protein from there because they also have iron in them that's in the form of heme iron. Heme iron. Much more absorbable than regular other plant forms iron or plant forms iron. Heme iron. That means it's already bound to hemoglobin, making it easier for the body to use that iron. But you may be a person that doesn't want to do it from animal sources. Okay, get it from a plant source. Get it from a plant source. Get it from your beans. Get it from your nuts. Get it from your beans. Get it from your nuts. And I want you to specifically include peas in. And if you're my West Indian people, I want you to include pigeon peas. West Indian Africans know about this. They call it pigeon peas. Why did I say specifically pigeon peas? If you have sickle cell anemia, pigeon peas are found to have an anti-sickling effect. Anti-sickling effect. That means they have 2 nutrients found in pigeon peas, 2 phytochemicals found in pigeon peas that's been shown to reduce the sickling effect on red blood cells. It doesn't cure you from sickle cell disease, but it reduces the amount of sickles or red blood cells that become sickled. Remember, not all your red blood cells are becoming sickled, but enough of them are. And pigeon peas have been shown to reduce the sickling effect. Okay? So you can get your beans, you can get your legumes, and you can get your nuts, or from, if you don't use your protein from those sources. But you need to consume enough. Because you need more protein when you're dealing with sickle cell anemia. And I want you to consume pigeon peas. Another thing, you got to consume omega-3 rich foods. We already talk about omega-3. I hate talking about it all the time, but I have to because it's that important. You can do your salmon, your tuna, your cod, your sardines, your mackerels, your anchovies. You can do your chia, your flax, your pumpkin seeds. You can do your hemp seed. You can do your sesame seed. You can consume these. You need to consume omega-3 rich foods. Why is that? Because omega-3 is anti-inflammatory. And omega-3 naturally thins the blood. We're dealing with pain when we talk about sickle cell anemia. You're talking about inflammation that's caused. You're talking about blood clotting. What naturally thins the blood? Omega-3. Staying hydrated and consuming more omega-3 rich foods naturally thins the blood, keeping the effects of the sickled cell from clotting, from the sickled cell from bunching up. So consuming omega-3 rich foods. Eating beets. Eating beets. Why eating beets? Because beets naturally dilate the blood vessel. And it's rich for building your blood up. It's rich in iron. It feeds the red blood cells. It feeds your bone marrow. and it dilates the blood vessels, allowing the sickled cell to move easily through those capillaries. We're not having problems with the sickled cell in large arteries and veins. We're having problems with the sickled cell because they're not flexible through the capillaries. So you want to keep as much nitric oxide in those blood vessels as possible, keeping them open. Well, beets do that. And another great thing you consume is papaya. Papaya also helps deal with the anti-sickling effect. It has an anti-sickling effect. Papaya. As well as papaya is really good for rich in enzymes that helps break down blood clots. That helps break down bunching up of these sickled cells. As well as papaya is really good for the spleen. Now there's supplements we can take. We can take supplements like probiotics. Probiotics improve digestion and help you with your iron absorption. You know, you're not what you eat, you are what you absorb. You're what you eat, but what you absorb. If you can't absorb nutrition, all what we talking all these great foods, they don't really make a major difference. But probiotics can help with your nutrition absorption. So get you a probiotic. And we don't need anything that's going to negatively impact the immune system when you're dealing with sickle cell. We want to improve your immune system, so a probiotic helps improve your immune system. B complex, especially with folate. Now, they say folic acid, but we know folate is much better, especially people who have problems with methylation. So we're going to get you a B complex. Why a B complex? Because we're dealing with anemia. And folate has been shown to help with anemia. And also B12. Really good for dealing with anemia. And the same B complex helps your body produce more red blood cells. Your body uses B complex in the function of producing more red blood cells. And we want to make sure we create more of the good red blood cells and keep our bone marrows healthy. So doing a B complex, I want you to get a coenzymated B complex, or I want you to get a methylated B complex. You can look in the store and get a coenzymated B complex, or you can get a food form of B complex, so you're getting enough folate. I don't mind folic acid. I prefer you to have folate. I want you to get turmeric in the diet. Why is that? Because we're talking about dealing with inflammation. We're talking about dealing with blood clotting. Okay? Turmeric and curcumin is probably one of the best known herbs out there that's going to help you when it comes down to dealing with inflammation and when it comes down to dealing with blood clotting. We want to keep that. We want to keep antioxidants up, and we want to keep our inflammation down to keep the pain down so we can deal with the complications that happens when it comes down to dealing with sickle cell disease. You can do omega-3 supplements. We already talked about the benefits of omega-3. They have, in Africa, they use moringa to help deal with sickle cell anemia. They use a moringa. Why is that? Because moringa is a green vegetable. We already talked about the benefits of having green leafy vegetables. Moringa is a super collard green or super kale. It's just those type of vegetables higher in nutrients. So in Africa, they use moringa. Why they use moringa? Because it nourishes the body. And we talk about how important it is to be nourished when you're talking about dealing with sickle cell disease. So moringa will help you. Zinc will help you because zinc keeps the immunity healthy. Lemongrass tea will help. You like lemongrass? Enjoy it. If you're Jamaican, they call it fever grass. Drink some lemongrass tea. You should drink a cup, 1 to 2 cups a day. This has been shown to improve and increase red blood cell count. So consume your lemongrass tea. Drink it twice a day. And consume garlic. Garlic is another that will help you. Naturally thins the blood. Boosts the immune system. Helps break down blood clotting. So garlic. could also consume cordyceps mushroom. Cordyceps mushroom. Because cordyceps dilates the blood vessels, but it really increases oxygenation of the blood by increasing the amount of red blood cells that's produced. Cordyceps stimulates the body to produce more red blood cells. And when you increase red blood cells, you are increasing the oxygenation of the blood, reducing the negative effects of having sickle cell. Herb like fenugreek has been shown to have anti-sickling effects. The same way pigeon peas work. There's some ingredients, there's some phytonutrients found in fenugreek that actually reduces it has anti-sickling effects. Mango leaf also works, has anti-sickling effects, and you could consume a herb called velvet beans. Velvet beans. So, I am actually finished with my talk today. I am going to open up the line for questions. If anybody have a question, I'm going to stop the recording now.